Wrestling is just a bunch of performers doing fake moves, right? Wrong. The world of pro wrestling is filled with trained athletes whose sole purpose is to entertain millions of fans every night. With a live atmosphere and unpredictability, things are bound to go wrong, and they have on numerous occasions. Get ready to wince, cringe, and rewind as you relive these gruesome real-life situations. Here are 10 gruesome pro wrestling injuries seen on live programming.
Hardcore Holly gets too hardcore. Hardcore Holly would join WWE's newly resurrected ECW brand in 2006 and get his chance to shine in an Extreme Rules match against RVD. After suplexing RVD through the table, it was Holly who ended up with most of the damage. The smash table left a giant gash in the back of Holly, one that would require more than 20 stitches. Like the tough superstar that he was, Holly finished the match before getting any medical help on the very bloody cut. Now that's hardcore. Sabu breaks his neck. Sabu is a man with visible scars all over his body. It doesn't make the next injury any less gruesome. Facing Taz back in 1998, Sabu was locked in a full Nelson submission that Taz quickly converted into his trademark Tazplex. Sabu's head was turned too far inward and went straight into a table, instantly breaking his neck. Here's the crazier thing. This was actually his second time breaking his neck in a wrestling ring. Joey Mercury's face is destroyed. Ladder matches are typically known for their big air maneuvers, but this injury took place right at ring level. At the 2006 Armageddon pay-per-view, multiple ladders were set up to create a deadly seesaw. Jeff Hardy plunged down on it, so it would smash into the tag team of MNM. Joey Mercury took the worst of it as his nose was smashed into pieces, blood poured everywhere, and he was forced to wear a mask for several months, while dozens of stitches helped fix the terrible cut. Bret Hart's kick to the head. Goldberg's quick and powerful rise to superstardom didn't come without any mistakes. Bret Hart's career was ended in a World Championship match against Goldberg, and it only took one kick. As Hart charged at Goldberg, he lifted up his big boot and connected right with Hart's skull. It looks just as painful as it must have felt for Hart. Hart would finish the match and walk out with the championship, but he was later forced to vacate the title as his in-ring career came to an end. Buff Bagwell breaks his back. Buff Bagwell and Rick Steiner are not the most graceful wrestlers ever to appear in the ring. This became evident when they fought against each other on WCW Thunder. Steiner attempted a flying bulldog on Bagwell, but the headlock didn't stick, and Buff's head smashed into Steiner's back. Bagwell's back was broken, and he was stretchered out of the ring, and presumably cared for by his mother as he healed through the injury. Brock Lesnar breaks Bob Holly's neck. The Beast Incarnate can deliver more than 10 German suplexes in a single night, but on this occasion, he couldn't keep Holly off the ground long enough to complete a powerbomb. Holly was literally dropped right on his head, and no good thing can come from that. Holly broke his neck, and he immediately felt numb from the contact. He was forced out of the ring for more than a year. Brock Lesnar's botched shooting star press. The main event of WrestleMania is a time to create historical moments, but Brock Lesnar's shooting star press became a memorable clip for all the wrong reasons. With Kurt Angle lying nearly halfway across the ring, Lesnar launched himself up and quickly fell straight down onto the mat. Ouch. Lesnar probably was seeing more stars than the time Cain Velasquez demolished him in the UFC. The rest of the match was rushed as Lesnar managed to finish with an F5 and pinfall victory over Angle. Sid Justice breaks his leg. Giant wrestlers like Big Show and the Great Khali are often told to try and keep their feet planted to the mat during matches. The same no-fly rule should have been passed along to Sid Justice. Climbing up to the second turnbuckle, everything looked good for Sid Justice until he launched off. His leg took the force of the landing and instantly snapped in multiple places. Sid's leg literally dangled like a string, much like his wrestling future at the time. Steve Austin's SummerSlam piledriver. Sometimes it takes a gruesome injury to help propel your career to superstardom. That's what happened to Stone Cold Steve Austin during his match against Owen Hart at the 1997 SummerSlam. Hart tucked Austin's head a little too deep between his legs so that he could perform a piledriver. Moments later, Austin's skull came crashing down to the mat, severely injuring his neck. He'd somehow win the match, but wouldn't be seen for a while before returning to become the biggest star in WWE history. Mick Foley thrown off the cell. Mick Foley has been slammed into tacks, speared through flaming tables, and placed in a dumpster, but nothing will ever compare to him being thrown off and falling through a Hell in a Cell. Foley was tossed around like yesterday's garbage by The Undertaker during the 1998 King of the Ring event. He ended up losing a tooth, breaking multiple ribs, and suffering from internal bleeding. The amazing stunt has been attempted by some copycats. We're looking at you, Rikishi and Shane McMahon. However, nothing will top Foley's